ego and confidence in bodybuilding, right? You know, if you watch Pumping Iron, there's such thing as confidence, mind games, and all that shit, right? Like how to get on the stage and psych out your opponent. But is that really all bullshit? Because ultimately, right? I mean, if you're ready to go on stage, you're ready to go on stage. None of it should even ever affect you. I mean, is there such thing as mind games in bodybuilding?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's done. You've seen it on the Golden Age between Lou Ferrigno and Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's very prevalent. I mean, I did it on stage all the time. You know, I played all kind of mind games with people on stage because I knew that I was intimidated and I was scared. So to deflect that, act like, this alter ego, this tough guy who knew he was going to win. I tried to project a different outlook because I knew that people could read that. If they see me and they look like I was insecure up on stage and they knew how I really felt, people would read that. So I had to give a reverse, kind of like reverse psychology. So I'd have to give a reverse depiction of how I really felt. So, my whole thing, my whole era of being cocky and confident, and I thought I was going to win, and all the swag was on stage was only truly to hide that I was intimidated and was very uncomfortable up there. Sean Ray used to get inside my head, when we were competing and, caused me to have to go have MRIs done.
Oh, wow, like that.
Later on when we retired, he admitted, I knew that Flex had some things going on and, in his personal life, and I played on those because I knew I couldn't go toe-to-toe with him. So I tried to play these mental games to get me off my game.
That's crazy.
He had me so angry with him that, I was going to go and hurt him. I was going to put him in harm's way. There was one story where I wrote, me and Sean was always close, so I was so furious with him causing me to go through all these different traumas with diabetes and going to medical, labs and having MRIs. And even, me and Cedric McMillan, we were having a great conversation about that, you have to be responsible about things you say about people. We knew if we talked about another person, that person was going to come and holler at us based on how they feel. So that caused us to have checks and balances back then.
Have you ever witnessed the actual fight between bodybuilders backstage or something?
I know one of the times that Sean was doing his whole thing and mouthing out a guy, his name was Greg, we call him Hammer. He was an amateur, just a trainer, and Sean was getting ready for Olympia, and Sean mouthed out to the guy and he just knocked him out.
Whoa, knocked him out?
Yeah, no word said, just popped him in the eye, gave him a nice shiner, and that's it. So again, that's just was back in those days that you mouth off to somebody, they're going to handle themselves. So I mean, in Gold's Gym, there was always fights based on guys just looking at a guy the wrong way.
Would you say Sean Ray is the most competitive bodybuilder you ever competed against? Like, not the best bodybuilder, but the most competitive bodybuilder. Meaning that he would do whatever it takes to get to that next level. You know what I'm saying?
No, not at all. I mean, and it was just a hot effing field. It was a hot mess back then. Not only had Sean, you had Dorian, you had Ronnie, you had Chris, who trained right with me, Paul Gillette, who were great friends, but he'd get angry at me because I was going to certain shows, so he'd get mad at me. So I mean, it was just a different era. It was a bed of guys who were just lit on fire and just ready to go. I mean, even as close as me and Chris were, it was me, Rico, and Chris all the time. I mean, me and Rico, we would argue, but Rico was mature enough to walk away. Rico's thing was, I'm never going to fight a friend. Me and Chris, we were stupid. We'd mouth off to each other. Next thing you know, we're trying to fight. I'm picking up a 50-pound dumbbell and I'm throwing at him, and he's rushing towards me, ready to fight. I mean, it was just different times. I mean, we were just heated.
Generation Iron 2.